Hey guys, welcome back to the WODdoc Project365, episode 325 or 326. I'm not sure which one. It's been a very long day. Day 3 of the CrossFit Regionals. I'm hanging out here with Kristine Andali, and I thought this was a really important case to bring to you guys because for several reasons. One, if you guys don't know who she is a kick-ass athlete out of Canada. She actually qualified. You placed what? What was your place last year?
Third.
She placed third last year, but you were ninth. Ninth in the world, which is, I don't know, I'm 900 millionth in the world. But, so here's a little background story behind what happened. Is about a month ago, she ended up during training getting a full Achilles rupture. Now, if you guys don't know what that is, the Achilles, could you stand without dying? All right? The Achilles is that big piece of tissue, which your calf comes here, and then it culminates into that piece of tissue right there, and goes down to the heel, and it's responsible for pushing your toe downwards, right? And it takes a huge load during things like box jumps or any type of other jumping activities. So you could kind of come back around. So basically, she severed this, right, to the point where did it ball all the way up to the top?
Yeah, ball.
Yeah. So she severed this to the point where her calf muscle kind of balled all the way up to the top. So what happens then is you have to go in, and it has to become surgically repaired. With that surgical repair, they literally go in, they take like a fork, and they rip it back down to the bottom, they staple it. It's kind of crude to think of, right? But that's what they do.
Yeah.
So this happened 4 or 5 weeks ago. Now, here's the thing about it. What we did and what we're trying to do here is just adjunct to her treatment. Right now, she's in week 4, so what she's doing is passive range of motion, right? So that means that now you're doing it actively, right? So if I was under here and like literally just starting to get her to get some flexion back into her foot, right? So what you guys will probably notice, you can't really necessarily see perfectly, but even through her sock, you'll see the difference in amount of swelling, right? So the tape application that we did today was called an anti-inflammatory application. It's kind of just like spider webs that come down. You can look at these applications on Rock Tape's website or whatnot. But the idea is that it helps fluid dynamics, or it helps the tissue itself increase the lymphatic flow, so we can drain that tissue out. We put another piece on the back to help support her Achilles. Now, onto the more important stuff and the mental aspects of what kind of go through with this. I was talking to Kristine because you qualified, what did you qualify in the Open this year? Fourth. So she qualified 4th in the Open as a competitor, and she was coming here to compete here. And talk about just a little bit about like what the steps are that went through when you found out that you got injured and you were kind of like done for this competition.
At the beginning, I think I was kind of in denial, but I had my cry, and then I kind of got it over with. I look at it as you need to make like small steps, small victories. So set goals for myself where, like, say the first week I was like, okay, 3 weeks from now I'm gonna be off crutches, and like just kind of worked like slowly away at my goals rather than it all being too overwhelming and thinking I'm gonna lose this, I'm gonna lose that. So for me, it was just all about the small steps.
Right. So after that initial burst, the idea then for somebody else that this could happen to, because I mean, granted you are an extraordinary athlete, but I'm sure that there are other extraordinary athletes which suffer very similar feats, whether it's CrossFit or whether it's anything else, right? Yeah. So the advice then, from what I'm getting then, is set those small goals, make those small victories. Yeah. And with that way you can track your progress.
Exactly.
All right.
It almost like made me like step back in a like pause way, thinking like there's a lot of like weaknesses I can get better at now. Right. Like say like my upper body, like muscle ups, pull ups, because that's all I could do for the first like up till now pretty much. So it was almost like a blessing in disguise a little bit, where I was able to make a weakness like a strength.
Right.
So
yeah, that's awesome. So strict pull-ups next year in next year's Open. Yeah. She's gonna crush it. Yeah. So after you plan those little small victories, I think that can actually result or carry over to even like our regular training aspects, right?
Definitely.
I mean, if you're even looking to do some type of competitive atmosphere, I think that everyone should probably take those same steps, take those little steps, take those small wins, and kind of plug away at them, because that gives you something of confidence, something of hope, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Very cool. Anything else? Tell me about anything else about what's going on and what your plans are for as you continue through this.
Well, next week they're telling me I'm out of the boot, so that's when I'm gonna start to do like weight bearing stuff, and eventually be back to around 100% at like 6 months, 6 to 8 months.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to compete till the Open next year. Just that's my choice. I don't want to risk anything. So
All Canadian.
I'm just gonna.
All Canadian competitions
Go
are
from
now
Yeah.
are now open.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take my time and be careful and get ready for next year.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming
Thank
on,
you.
and thank you for sharing with the other viewers out there that might be going on with some of these things. Guys, just remember, the take-home point of today is definitely small goals, right?
Yeah.
Definitely small goals, so something that we can step towards. Until tomorrow, we are optimizing function to optimize performance.